Alright, you know those two axles that I just picked up? I found a place that will install those axles for only 90 bucks out the door. And if you're in Las Vegas, these are probably the guys to go to if you want to save some cash. They're at the Rancho Auto Mall at 3425 Rancho Boulevard, Millennium Auto Care. Pep Boys was going to charge me about $300 or $400 to install those axles. So yeah, check these guys out if you're in Las Vegas. Okay, so before you take your brake caliper off the rotor, you're going to have to pop off the cap on your brake master cylinder to relieve the pressure when you start pushing that piston back, so you can put the new brake pads in, just like that. Alright, so you take your tire off. I use my tire as a chair, by the way. And then we're going to take off the caliper and the rotor. Put brand new brake pads and a brand new rotor on. You're going to take off this this top bolt here that holds the caliper on, and then the bottom one that also holds it on. Then you'll take this off and then pop this rotor right off. Alright, once you get these 16mm bolts out, at least on mine it's 16mm, you can actually take the caliper right off. See, look at that. Even the whole disc comes right off. See that? Alright, as you can see, once you get the caliper off and hung up here with the bungee cord, the rotor comes right off. That's the old jacked up rotor. Alright, here's the new rotor. Here's the old rotor that's all chewed up by the brake pads. And here's the new rotor, brand new, 22 bucks. I think it was about 22 bucks, not a bad investment. Alright, so as you can see here, you take some brake cleaner and you take off all that packing oil that they preserve these disc brakes in, just so they don't rust. You got to take off all that protective coating they got on there. I think it's like an oil. Get that all off. So, because if you don't take that oil off, once you put these rotors on the car, they're going to start smoking and burning and smelling funny, and it's just not going to be good. It just goes on just like this, like that. Then you just reverse the process and put the caliper back on. Well, obviously you're going to put new brake pads, and then bolt everything up. It's that simple. Alright, when you go to install your new brake pads inside your caliper, you're going to need a big C-clamp to push that piston back inside the caliper, so you'll have room to put the new brake pads in. Alright, as you can see here, you're going to have to take a C-clamp and push that piston back. Alright, so just like that, your caliper is bolted back on. And once it's bolted on, you want to get off all that finger grease that you put on there. So I like to clean it off with some brake cleaner. Get that, see all that grease that's on my fingers? Some of that got on the rotor. So I just like to clean some of that off so it doesn't burn and smoke. Back to the top, back to the bottom. Alright, so once you have everything installed, when you got your brake pads inside the caliper and you put it back on the rotor and bolt it all up, you're going to want to close up your cap on your brake master cylinder so you can close that system up. And now you're going to go ahead and pump your brakes to build up the pressure inside the system and force those new pads to clamp down on the new rotor, so you'll have your normal functioning brake system. Because at first when you push it, it's going to be real spongy and you're not going to feel anything because there's no pressure on the system. So when you pump it up, it'll go back to normal. Alright, we're taking it for a test drive and it seems to be doing good. There's no more pulsing in the brakes when I put the brakes on hard, and there's no squeaking or scratching sounds, and there's no smoke. So it looks like we're good. Alright, we're taking it off-road for a little test. See how it's doing. Temperature looks good. No idiot lights are on. All the sounds are good. No squeaking, popping. The axles seem to be holding up pretty good. The new axles, new rotors, new brakes, and going off-road pretty good. What do you think, Logan? Cool? That's my son Logan back there.